pick up at the same night. It's Thursday. Well, going into Friday. But it's about 2, 3 a.m. perhaps. And we start with Vaughn, who is in a nightclub at the moment with Benjamin, having a blast. You're at Hunger One.
Yeah.
You're fed.
So I have fed. Okay.
Multiple times from delicious people who had something in their system that you like very much.
Hell yeah.
The music is very loud techno, and if you had heightened senses in here, you probably wouldn't turn them on. But you spent about an hour here since you leapt from the balcony with Benjamin, and he is still insisting that if you just keep drinking and keep drinking and keep drinking, you will eventually taste it.
And I trust him. I'm like,
You've had
right.
a couple of visits to the bathroom or the toilet to throw it up and continue, but it's not quite there yet. It's still ash.
Okay.
But you are having a good time. You guys are basically sitting in a corner booth inside this very modern club, it seems. One of the few places that are actually open till dawn. And something inside you triggers. You sense the beast. You don't know why, but you notice a blonde, very, very handsome gentleman standing at the bar, and he's looking directly at you two guys. Let me just find a better description here. Yeah, blonde, very short beard, ice blue eyes, curly hair, half, not shoulder, but going there, length hair. Has a very friendly face. He's just staring at you guys and waving when he sees you noticing him. A beer in his hand.
May I sense the beast real quick on him to get like a read?
That's what
That's
happened automatically.
Oh.
You just
I got you.
sensed there's a vampire somewhere, and you noticed him.
Okay.
He's blushed, though.
I just look over at Benjamin. See that guy over there?
Kind of hard to miss. He's waving.
May I just do like an insight on him real quick?
What specifically are you looking for?
Just kind of like a, sort of like a, I guess like a demeanor of some kind. Like I'm just trying to get a general read on him. It's not every day that someone like waves at Vaughn, you know what I mean, in that way necessarily. Like,
you can do.
Can I get like an objective out of it, or
either intelligence or wits insight?
Okay.
It depends on how much time you're using. If it's just a feel, or if you're just really scanning him.
I would say like just scanning him.
Intelligence.
Oh no, sorry. A feel. Sorry, just a vibe check.
Yeah, 3 successes. It almost seems like he's flirting with you.
Okay.
Is what you gather. Or he's just
All right.
very friendly.
And so, I'm gonna go see what he wants. And Vaughn gets up and starts walking towards the bar, drink in hand, like a Long Island iced tea. And just walks up to him. He's like, "Hello there, I saw you beckoning me."
Hi. He stretches his hand out, wants to shake it.
I shake it.
Vaughn, right?
Yeah, yes, Vaughn.
I'm James. I
Nice
heard
to
you
meet you.
are really fun to hang around, so I went looking for you.
Oh, well, I guess my reputation precedes me then.
You do have a reputation, my friend. As the only fun kindred around.
Really?
You can hear his accent is Northern American. somewhere.
Are you an American
Oh,
as well?
Canadian.
Oh, I got you. Sorry. Well, we sound more alike than I do most of the people here.
Yeah,
So,
but they are charming, aren't they?
yes, yes. I like it here, but I definitely sooner rather than later would like to go back to the States, go back to my home. But it is what it is.
I'm new in town myself, and I was just looking for people to engage with. Perhaps have a bit of fun.
Sure. What kind of fun you looking for?
Things like this.
Just hanging out, just vibing,
Yeah, being around the food, playing with it perhaps, and just having a good time.
playing with it. I understand. Well, would you like to accompany me back to my table? Me and my friend Benjamin over there.
Yeah, definitely. Should I bring something?
It's up to you. Are you able to drink? I notice you have a drink.
Oh yeah, fortunately I am.
Oh, you and Benjamin have something to talk about then. And I lead him back over to the table.
He follows. Beer in hand. Very large.
Benjamin, this is James. He's looking for some fun, looking to have a good time, just wants to party. Seems got a kindred spirit with us, huh? No pun intended.
Benjamin just fist bumps him, and he seems like that's fine. He does the same thing.
I love Benjamin.
Yeah.
I love this dude. Out of character, this guy's. I love this dude. So yeah, we sit down, and
There
I look
are
over
a lot of men and women looking very intrigued by you three guys. All pretty men. And but they seem like it's kind of like they're looking at celebrities. They don't know how to approach you guys.
Hmm.
But it's quite easy in here actually. You've noticed to pick up people the way kindred do.
Yeah.
And people are very close in here, borderlining on something sexual in the dark corners. There's definitely a nice mood in here that you appreciate especially. And James, he says, so what's there to do in London that's interesting? I've only been here a few days.
Well, of course, there's partying. There's getting up to a little bit of mischief every once in a while. A little bit of Grand Theft Auto, but I'm not sure if that's what they call it here. But that's what I get up to.
It sounds fun.
It's a good time. Good time. Uh, so you just came for fun? Just came to London just for the nightlife, as it were?
Well, I'm here to visit someone. But
Really?
I'm going to surprise her. I'm just waiting for the right moment.
I got you. May I ask who?
Oh, I don't think you know her. She's Canadian as well.
Okay,
Torador.
I got you. Well, I hope everything goes well, you know. Come all this way, I'm sure, from Canada.
He looks up, kind of like peering through the crowd, and towards the entrance. After maybe 10 minutes of small talk and casual conversation, and he just says, "I think it's time to get out of here." And you two look, I assume, when it's pointed out to you, and when you look back, he's gone. But what you do see is a man pushing his way through the crowd. He is wearing a long leather jacket, and you see him going for something inside it, and he's looking directly at you and Benjamin.
How far away is he at this moment?
10 meters. He's kind of like pushing people away as he's going through with shoulder, and they're people, and they're like, "What the fuck, man?" And he seems very determined to get to you guys with.
So I'd like to use. You said it's really like close proximity. Like, would I be able to pull some sort of shenanigans real quick? And if I were to do like an illusion, would people be able to tell it's an illusion? Like, would it be a masquerade breach if I did it, or is it so much chaos in here already that I could probably have someone come out of a
Depend
little shadowy area?
Depends on the illusion, I would say. If you
I
summon
was thinking
a
like
dragon in here, that might be an issue, but yeah.
like a person,
Yeah.
like a person.
Or just an illusion of yourself.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I would like to Fata Morgana, a beautiful woman, kind of comes over and so like walks out in front of him and does like, hey baby, how are you? Like doing that whole thing, like looking pretty good.
You can make the roll.
All right.
If you want her to be physical, it has to be a very good roll, though.
Yes. I might need to willpower this.
Don't worry, Born rolls Fata Morgana so well all the time.
I know, right? I know.
Yeah, all 100% success rate.
When it hits, it hits. When it doesn't, it's all right. So manipulation and discipline.
He has to rouse for it and get hungrier too. That's just the rule.
And it's a 4. And let's see. You know what? Screw it. I'd like to re-roll 3 of those, please.
Yes.
So 4 plus.
Woohoo! Yeah, boy.
That's a lot. That's what, 9?
9.
9 total.
9 with a crit.
So
Outstanding.
Well, he's
yeah. Mm-hmm.
She steps out in front, and he's
Gorgeous woman like Salma Hayek from Dusk Till Dawn
obviously
comes out
distracted, and that gives at least Benjamin the window of opportunity. Window of opportunity he is looking for, and he just goes the other way around the bar, like into people, and running out basically.
Yeah, and I follow suit. The moment she kind of goes up, and just want to say for her, she's not Salma Hayek, but she's like that sort of vibe or whatever. I'm doing the same thing. And
he
kind
does
of bouncing,
not
we go off
seem interested in the woman, but he seems very keen on not harming her as he's going around her.
That's mainly the thing. She's like kind of like oh my god, she's like kind of like drunk and flirty kind of thing. So like kind of like an obstacle that he can put his eyes on for a second, and then when he looks up, we're already darting off in different directions, sort of thing.
It's a round bar-ish. So he's on this side, and you guys are going the other. And
I
the
forgot I got
guy,
rouse.
he sees the opportunity, and he pulls out a gun and shoots across the bar after you guys. There's immediate panic in here. But
Oh, shit.
he does fire a shot.
And so Vaughn would like go down like this, and then when he goes by like a pillar, I'd like to rouse again. So I succeeded on the one I did for the Phantom Morgana. Oh,
Wow.
it's
Wow.
turned
What is
around.
going
Wow.
on tonight? That's
Wow.
2 rouses in a row that are successful.
You're on
This is
fire,
my
Vaughn.
time. This is my time. I'd like to
Damn.
use my newest power of Mask of 1,000 Faces,
Yeah.
and I'd like
Yeah.
to just resemble like a random, average-looking club goer.
Before
Not anyone in particular.
before you activate the power, you have to do
Yes.
a Dex and Athletics, but you only have half dice, so it might just be a Dex. I'm not sure, because you don't have rapid reflexes, if I recall.
Yes. So I'll just do Dex.
Yeah.
Damn.
Oh shit.
On
One.
fire. Or not.
You get hit by a bullet, and you get 5 superficial damage.
Oof. 1, 2, 4, All right, my whole thing is filled up with superficial, so everything I take after that is aggravated, right?
You can heal, but you can
Yes.
you can do the rouse for the mask.
Yeah, I did that earlier,
Yeah, you disappear into the crowd,
and I just
you
look
can
like some
see
guy
he's
with like some like weird shit on, like club going shit.
yeah, it's basically stealthing Assassin's Creed style into the
Yes,
crowd.
yes.
And his attention turns toward Benjamin, who just leaps through a huge window. It just crashes onto the street, and he runs after him. What's your intention here?
I'm going to have to go after that. I'm not going to let Benjamin get run down, so I'd like to pursue the antigen soldier.
You follow him through the crowd.
Hmm. Like at a distance.
It's dispersing, and people are
Mhm.
pushing to get out where shots were just fired. And there's I think you have to do it with an awareness when you get out on the street.
Okay.
There's so many people here, all in a panic, running in every direction.
That'll be a 3.
3. You don't notice either of them.
And Vaughn has like this worried look on his face, and he's
But you don't hear more shots being fired. Obviously, police sirens are being heard in the distance at this moment.
Is there like a general direction that they went in? Or do I have no idea?
You have no idea. They just
Okay.
escaped into the crowd like you did, almost.
So, Vaughn is going to wait a few minutes. Do we exchange numbers, me and Benjamin?
I think you did. If
Okay.
you wanted to during your conversation.
Yeah. And I'm gonna wait a minute or two, because if he's in like direct pursuit, I don't want the ringtone to go off while the guy's nearby. I'm gonna wait a minute or two, and then I'm gonna call him.
He picks up. He's not winded, obviously, but he's a bit stressed. You out? You
Yeah,
safe?
I'm out. Where are you? Yes, yes.
I'm on.
He took off after you.
I'm on a roof.
Oh, I should have known.
Should we meet at
Well-
that Kairos guy, or should
Yes,
we head
yeah.
somewhere else? I lost him.
Okay, good.
He's currently running after what he thinks is me.
Oh,
Quite fun, actually. I can see him from up here.
hell yeah. Okay, good. Have you run into those guys before?
Hunters? Yeah.
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 Antigen in particular?
Not those guys. He did not look
Well.
antigen though.
Oh, sorry.
No, no, it's,
Metagamed, I'm sorry.
no, it's fine.
Uh,
They could have civil hunters. I don't know how to.
I got you.
Describe it,
Sorry, I went off the roll of the thing, I'm sorry. Yeah, London isn't the safest place. You came at a pretty rough time. But I'm glad to have you. Maybe we should meet at Kairos' place. Seems like the safest place to be right now.
I'll see you at the balcony. And he laughs a bit, and and hangs up.
Hell yeah. And I hang up. And, yep.
I assume you're headed there.
Yes.
We jump scene. Back to the rest. You're standing in a dark, stony, medieval room with a well in the middle of it. There's a wooden door where Victor is currently placed. Bradford's ashes has just been put into a bag along with a vest and a pocket watch. And his clothes, I guess.
Oh yeah, everything's in the bag.
Well, yeah, JK and Naomi, Killjoy and Alex and Victor is in the room. And Isa, the Turkish woman, the Tremere. who's currently gagged, I think Killjoy was
Right.
quite adamant about her not speaking.
Alex's main concern in this moment is how well he can trust her, since she is blood bonded to the Heralds of the Sun, I assume.
Well, she was in his book club, is what
Yeah.
she said.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, his book club, Harry's book club. And so, as I recall, Alex is going to go over there and undo the gag and tell her that he is going to repay Harry's generosity from earlier with one last token or gesture of mercy here, and allow her to go, but under the mandate that if he so much as suspects her spying or being a traitor or anything else. In other words, in this moment, he would normally actually try to recruit her, but because she's probably blood bonded all the way up, that's not a possibility that crosses his mind. So he is just basically going to say, look, if I see you, if I suspect you doing exactly what our late former prince here suspected you of, you will meet the fate that you were destined for today. And I do not want you spying in my territory. And I want you to take all your friends, anybody else you can convince, and tell them that they shall meet the same fate too. I don't want anybody spying in London for your group.
She nods sobbingly.
Do we understand each other? Like he's going to get, he's being kind of like he's towing that line of
so,
not being, yeah.
Prince, I'm just recruiting for Kana. I'm not with the Heralds.
You're not with the Heralds.
No, I was told that the only way to be allowed to do magic in the city was to join his book club. But I'm recruiting for House Kana.
Oh, well, this changes everything. I'm glad you mentioned that. This changes everything. You work for us now.
I would rather die than go back to the Camarilla.
I kick her in the ribs and will politely say that the prince has spared your life. You would do well to listen to him.
Yeah, I'm giving you an opportunity here.
My answer is still the same. She's crying, she has tears down her face, but she's quite adamant she would rather die than go back to the Camarilla.
Naomi turns away.
He's going to squat down, like next to her. He's going to basically like look her in the eyes and say, this is not the Camarilla you remember. And there's a place for you here. And he is going to turn on awe and try to persuade her as much as possible that this is true. So, yeah. So, is that a roll I can make?
Definitely.
Okay.
Obviously, as Alex turns on, all of your guys' attention is drawn to him, and if you want not to, you have to make a roll. But right now, he's just this bright, shining star in the room.
All right. So that is going to be. Can we make it manipulation or is it charisma?
Up to you. Depends on your approach.
Okay. Well, I think he's trying to persuade her to do something. So as charismatic as he is in this moment, I'm going to go with manipulation. I'm going to go with performance here. Or, no, not performance. Persuade. And manipulation. And add in the all. That's a critical 6 successes. He's super persuasive right now.
She's nodding, calming down a bit. she looks at you with big eyes. You can definitely see this has an effect on her. She's calming down and say, "Can I just leave then and go down to the other anarchs?
Of course.
Wherever he is."
Are you familiar with the anarchs in the city?
I've met a few.
Are you familiar with Gabriel?
Yeah.
Gabriel and I have an understanding. And he works with me. So you can trust me when I say that you want to work for us. Your group, the anarchs, they already work with me.
She looks at Victor for just a brief moment because you're kind of hard not to have your attention on, but she just says, but I will never go back to the pyramid.
That's fine. That's okay. But before you get out of here, again, what I said before, you don't work for them. You work for me. You're going to keep your eyes on them at that book club. Understand? Anything out of place, anything they do, you bring it back to me. In exchange, you get to do your house Karna thing. I want eyes on everything that happens in that book club.
I'll keep them open.
Excellent. He's going to stand up again. Welcome to the new London. And he holds out his hand to help her up.
Her hands are still bound, I think.
Oh, okay.
Killjoy, yeah. Slice, pick her up, puts her hand in yours,
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And Alex is going to turn to Victor and say, "We have an understanding, right?"
I'm your new warlock.
Excellent. Well then, we'll make sure that. I'm sorry. What was her name again?
Isa.
Isa?
Yeah, Isa. Ayse.
Ayse. Okay. Isa. We'll make sure that she has a place here at the book club, doing good work for us in the Camarilla in London.
She says, "I usually hang out down in South Hall, but
okay.
I'll go to Gabriel now."
Okay, that works.
Excellent.
Are you still holding on to her, Killjoy?
Yeah, just for a half second, and he'll just kind of, from the back, lean into her ear and just whisper that she's very lucky, and then kind of push and let her go. Yeah.
The only exit in here is, well, down the well, or a door.
Yeah, I push her towards Victor.
Yeah, and Alex is going to say, "Can we get an exit out of here, wherever this is?"
He rolls his eyes for a moment with a smile and starts drawing a blood mirror.
Excellent.
Just home, my prince. It's a bit cheeky, but yeah.
Yeah. That'll do. Yeah, that'll do.
Well, eventually it's done, and you step out into Alex's penthouse.
Yeah.
And I assume Isa is going straight for the elevator, unless you hold her back.
Can I stop Naomi as she's leaving? Because she was turned away, and I don't know if she's coming through the door as everyone else is, or whatever.
Yeah, I'm coming. I was just turning away just in case. So she doesn't. She was innocent. She didn't want you guys to kill her, but she also didn't want to look.
You happy with this change?
In what way? In what sense?
Alex. Bradford.
Oh. I don't think it's... For now, it'll do.
That's not a good answer.
Gee. Well, you shouldn't really have any secrets. There's a lot I need to discuss with Alex, actually. Mostly about the incident, for lack of a better word, that happened, I believe, yesterday. But the Bradford situation, yes, it's fine. It is what it is.
Killjoy like smiles a smile that does not reach his eyes, and will just walk through the portal.
Okay.
Victor speaks. My prince, if I may.
Of course. Speak.
If you want my advice, we should find Regina Blake and get in contact with an Archon.
I agree.
Might take a while. If you have other things you need to sort out, I suggest you do it before they arrive or before we summon them. Everything must be in as perfect of a condition it can be when they arrive.
I am in complete agreement with your assessment of that situation, and we'll make sure that everything is in place before they are summoned. I think this is too quick for them to possibly notice that anything is wrong. However, if you feel that they need to be, anything needs to be explained to them in a discreet manner that does not raise any suspicions from them, please make sure that, they get that kind of message. Or I can do it myself if you prefer.
I definitely think we should have a discussion about it. But for now, I suggest all of you tie up any loose ends, anything they might be dissatisfied with.
I've got a plan to do that. I've got a plan. In fact, if you're in contact with him, I'd like you to reach out to Henry for me, and I'm gonna use him to help with that process.
Sounds good. Well, he'll show up, I'm sure. Meanwhile, if I have your permission, I will try to locate the former Keeper of Illusion. She should have valuable knowledge. She is the child of Victoria Ash, after all.
Absolutely.
And she should be around still.
And if of course, we can reach out to Victoria and get her support on this, that would be helpful.
I'll see what I can do.
One more thing. You are aware that the self-proclaimed blood god, Mithras, has no love for the Tremere.
Well, it's more of a...
burning hatred.
Or a... Well, he does not like usurpers.
Yeah.
And
he's a bit... yeah.
We have always been allowed to be here, but weirdly enough, he's also... He made the decree that only Tremeres are allowed to practice magic, and I think it's a play that I don't quite understand, but I think it's somehow he can maintain the power of sorcery if he can keep the Tremere down and let anyone else not have the chance to learn it.
Well, I find that very interesting because I just spoke with their vizier under the sun, who also himself practices blood sorcery. So apparently Mithras is okay with that as well. And he made it very clear in his own very one-dimensional way that...
well, we're not allowed to congregate, I know that.
Yeah, that he made it very clear that there wasn't going to be a chantry in London. I pushed back on that. And I made it clear that under my role, under my praxis, there could be a chantry in London. So I want you to know that your survival and your ability to practice here and your ability to have a chantry depends on me being on the throne.
I do not necessarily need one anymore. I'm here, Ice is here, we can't stand each other. Who would I have a chantry for? I would like to serve you as your warlock in all manners magical, or all things magical, but I do not necessarily need to build a house where they can drop a giant nuke on it.
That's okay. That's okay. But I want you to keep your options open for the future.
Well, we have years.
We do. We do. And we also have opportunity.
I'm glad I have your blessing, though.
You do. You have my blessing and my protection. And I will need your assistance with certain warding, because very obviously my balcony is quite frequented all the time now. So it looks appealing as a landing space, is what I'm trying to say. And so I will need to do something about that. Put locks on my doors, as it were.
I just need the blood of all those allowed to pass them.
Excellent. And, so he will gesture to everyone else present who wants to be allowed on the balcony. And,
Gather it up. I'm sure there are more people than in here, and it takes a while, and it takes a lot out of me.
Of course it does.
If I may leave, Your Highness?
You may, for now.
He nods.
How shall I get in touch with you?
Noemi has my number. He's patting down his jacket, looking around for paper and a pen. I think you'll find somewhere at the bar, but he writes it down and hands it to you.
Excellent.
It's a landline, so if I'm not home, I think Naomi's the best approach.
I'll call upon you soon. You have my leave to go, unless one of my other coterie members here has business with you.
Good night, Prince Kairos. Everyone
Good night,
else.
Victor.
He's walking towards the elevator. Naomi on the way out just slightly grabs your hand, just gives it like a tiny squeeze, and doesn't look at you or anything like that, but just like a small gesture.
Yeah, she does. She basically grabs his hand and like as if it was the most natural thing.
Yeah. Well, he's leaving through the elevator, which is weird. You hear the ding when it closes. Maybe 2 minutes after, then you hear another, and Vaughn is there. You saw Victor leaving as you were entering. He just nodded at you in the lobby.
Give him the kind of thing.
Fun. Taking the conventional route up to my penthouse, I see.
I've had a bit of a night, and it kind of moves his hand out of the way. You see a bullet hole, like little black blood oozing out.
Wow.
JK.
Yeah, JK will use Valorant, if I may.
Oh,
you can.
Thank you very much, JK.
Thank you.
That's an interesting skill.
Ooh.
Heal.
Oh, missy crit.
You can heal an aggravated or 3... other word, yes.
3 superficial, so I get... Ooh. Thank you very much. That's some good stuff.
The hole closes.
Wow, would you look at that?
Alex is watching this with some fascination.
Thank you very much. Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like $1 million.
It was a messy crit, though. You feel fine. For a moment. And then you start to see like something black beneath the skin that's just spreading. Just a little bit, and then it stops. But it hurts like a motherfucker. You don't take damage from it, but it's just... Yeah, it's almost like it's fire beneath your skin.
Wait. That didn't happen before when you did this.
JK, you hear the beast laughing in your head.
Don't worry. It's just a side effect sometimes.
Does it look like it might go away in time, or do I have to
You
focus
have
the blood?
no idea what this is.
Yeah.
But it's usually you don't get scars or anything like that, so but it doesn't hurt anymore. It's just like a black spot on your body.
Well,
Or
Could I take a
or a weird
look at it
tattoo.
for a quick moment? Sorry.
Yeah.
Can I take a look at it for a quick moment?
Hmm.
sure.
I
And
asked
he-
Vaughn.
Yeah, and he kind of like shows it. And does it look like a big mole or something, like a big discoloration or
Just
something?
like
or
black veins spreading from where the
Oof.
bullet hole used to be,
Hmm.
and then a black spot where the hole was.
I don't think my medicine could do anything. Yeah, I would say do a follow-up with JK if this doesn't get any better.
all right,
You could always put makeup on it in the meantime.
I could. Yeah.
looks kind of. I'd keep an eye on it personally. Just,
Believe
you
me,
know.
I will. Ugh.
Probably nothing. Don't worry.
We can't affect Vaughn's game.
So,
And
Vaughn,
Vaughn just is like.
you say you've had a night.
Yes.
We have also had a night.
Indeed.
Really.
Chris-
I don't know how could be any worse than getting shot. Have you guys even left this place?
Where's the ashes?
In the bag.
Ash.
In the
Oh,
bag.
Oh, you didn't say
He's
that
got
one,
the
sorry.
bag with him. Yeah.
Okay.
What are you guys talking about? Like, what happened?
While Killjoy explains everything, Alex is just going to saunter over to the
Oh.
bar, grab the last sake that actually hasn't been drunk, like the last bottle, and just kind of pour it into a glass, and just like, lean against the counter and sip on it a little bit. So, yeah.
Killjoy doesn't take that long to explain. He's pretty blunt.
Yeah.
Just Blackstone is dead.
Yeah.
Mm,
Alex's reign is official.
what?
You're in a coterie with a prince.
That's right.
And he looks over the bar and he sees, like, I imagine, like, puts it on the counter or something like that.
Sword
right.
just on the hip.
That's right. Exactly. Sword on the hip, just slow drinking and that shot of sake there.
What? You're telling me that while I was out at partying, you guys had a coup or something? Like,
That's what happened.
Yep. Exactly.
We missed you.
Yeah, we did.
what? Damn.
How was your
So
night?
this just happened? This just took place? Has there been anything? Have people said anything? I don't know how these things work, so I don't know.
No, it looks like you got more hurt than we did.
What?
It
He's
was
just, like,
swift.
flabbergasted.
Yeah, it was swift. It was a demonstration of everyone here. I mean, apart from you, of course, because you were out partying. Understandable, brotherly bonds and everything. But Naomi, JK, and Killjoy proved their effectiveness in a situation that involved the demise of the late Mr. Blackstone. And so, yeah, we rule this city now in no uncertain terms.
So you're the prince now?
I'm the prince.
Damn. He just kind of like scratches the back of his head. He's like, well, I mean, no disrespect, Alex, but now we get to see who the real you is now that you have what you want.
Let me
Yeah,
assure
yeah.
you, Vaughn, that the Ravnos have a place here in London under my praxis.
Thank you. I just hope that lasts.
I hope so too, for as long as I do. And I hope that you will be with us the next time that something like this goes down. We can count on you, of course.
Maybe I should stick around more. Some historic shit goes on when I'm not around. What the,
Damn right it does.
what the hell?
So that happened. And now I would like to know what happened at this party of yours to deliver the kind of damage to your body that you sustained.
Well, Benjamin and I were just hanging out. We had gotten a table. This is after we had done some dancing. Chicks were great. Guys were great. Like it was a den of degeneracy, just the way I love it. And so we sat down and saw this guy at the bar. Pretty handsome guy, like blonde, like kind of shorter length hair. He was being all flirtatious, and we brought him over to the table. We were just talking to him. He was kindred as well. And then he's like, "Oh, dude, there's a fucking guy here. Like, I'm gonna bounce." And he leaves. And then this guy comes in, pulls out a gun, and starts shooting at us in the middle of a crowded rave. And I end up getting hit. Benjamin was able to escape, and now I'm here. And he said he'd come here too at some point. Have you guys seen him yet?
At the mention of it, he's at the bar. Appeared out of nowhere.
Oh, thank God.
Hey guys.
Okay.
Fuck's sakes.
I like you and all, but this whole business of just like helping yourself to my bar whenever you want without asking permission or introducing yourself or, any of that needs to stop.
Oh, he's just sitting at it. Just appeared.
Just saying, all right? I don't want you obfuscating your way into my place, okay? So,
I'm sorry.
And then,
I didn't want to lead the hunters back here. So.
Yeah, I get it. Just, appear on the balcony or wherever, You may find it more difficult to get in the future. Just saying. So.
And behind Alex, Vaughn is motioning to Benjamin. He's like, Prince.
Yeah.
Like with the crown.
Oh, go out for a few hours and the world turns.
It's the way it works here.
Congratulations, I guess.
Thank you. Specific Spawn. I love the TV guide summary that you provided there, or Netflix, or wherever we're on now. But
whatever it is in 2013,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, right. But details. You said there was a gentleman you were hanging out with.
Mm-hmm.
Who was that? Do you want to provide us any details about that?
Well, he looked a lot like this. Ooh. Damn it.
Ooh.
It's back. I wanted to just have like an illusion of the guy appear,
Well,
like a snapshot.
If it's just a visual thing, 2 is enough.
Yeah. Okay. And this is what he looked like.
You'd recognize him, and I think Alex, you've seen him as well. So.
Well, that character.
Yeah.
Sorry, I succeeded in my rouse check.
Who has the curse today?
You're on a roll tonight. Your beast sleeps. But okay, I've seen him before. And how about the guy that decided to turn you into a shooting gallery or whatever?
Do you want me to roll the Fata Morgana again, storyteller, or
You can change the image.
just change the image?
Yeah, I'll allow it for this purpose. It's a plain-looking man. He's kind of very scarred now that you actually get to see him up close in your memory. Your mind picked up a lot more details than you did in the situation where you're being shot at, but very plain looking, a lot of scars, long leather jacket, and short hair, military cut, no beard, well, shaved, but, and it's just the image of him holding out the gun. Very
Kindred?
You can't see on the illusion. But.
Kindred Vaughn?
The one with the gun wasn't. This one, and then it becomes James.
Yeah.
This one was Kindred.
Okay. As James reappears, Alex is going to look at Naomi.
Yeah, she has a bit of she coughs up a bit of blood. Oh shit. She can't vomit, so.
Yeah.
He said he was looking for a bit of fun, and he was looking for
Of course he
someone,
was.
and that's why he was in. Would Vaughn be able to pick up on her, her reaction? Like,
She looks so annoyed right now, but like
mm,
is completely contained to herself because at this
mm.
point it's like a name you never want to mention. Um, and she kind of like taken back and is like he's looking for something more that he obviously can't have. So entertain him as you will, nothing personal. And she like pretends as if she doesn't even fucking know him. Okay.
So Vaughn doesn't even notice. He's just looking at the illusion that he's made. Kind of proud that he was able to do it.
Yeah. No, you got his
Like,
features. He's right. Like he's great to party with. I don't know what else to tell you.
hell yeah.
Alex is going to basically say to Vaughn, while also looking at Naomi, and basically says, he is a suspicious character right now.
Mm.
He, as you, I assume that it's pretty visible the way that Naomi almost retched there. Yeah. As you can see, Naomi has a little bit. He causes nausea.
Wait,
in her.
are you the Canadian person he was talking about?
Oh,
Wait.
yes. Well, who else? Like, how
I
many
didn't.
Canadians are here?
Ivan kind
question.
of looks at you for a second. He's like, "You're Canadian? I didn't know that." Ivan's kind of an idiot. I had no idea. Well,
So if you
I
see him again, Vaughn,
He's not welcomed.
yeah, he's not welcome. He's persona non grata at this point.
Oh.
We're not at the blood hunt stage yet, but he's really walking on thin ice.
Oh,
And I'm ready to
shit.
turn Killjoy loose on him here at the slightest provocation.
You
So,
could do that,
Killjoy,
too.
I might have a job for you.
Oh my god.
Well, I imagine that the first. I will already be hunting one of these men.
Yeah. With that out of the way, I extend the same offer that I extended the other night at the meeting that we had, of any titles or any positions that you would like in the new court, for anyone here. Keeper of Elysium to JK, and Primogen to Naomi if you want it. And of course, Killjoy. I believe you asked to be sheriff or Scourge.
Scared you have already given,
Yeah. Okay. There you go. Yeah. So.
but not to me.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. So. So he will bestow upon you any. You can have more than one, of course. I don't see any reason why not. So.
What title do you most prefer, Killjoy? If given.
Killjoy is going to do something he doesn't often do, which is to kind of be dramatic in some way. And so there's a balcony as firmly established by the number of people who have appeared on it. And he will kind of turn his back and put his arms on the balcony and look across the London night sky. And then he'll kind of turn back and he will lounge a little bit. Like, when you've got kind of arms back, and he will look comfortable and proud. He'll take his sunglasses off and he will say, "You have talked about a new Camarilla.
Indeed.
One that should differ from its ancestors in some way, its heritage.
Evolve a bit. Yeah.
And yet there's a Ventrue at the top, nonetheless, which is nothing now I am yours.
Of course.
I am a bought man. I am loyal. I threw myself forward when it was just us and Blackstone, really. I am first amongst your followers. As such, I would like to be justly rewarded. I would claim the title Seneschal if you would grant it to me, knowing that I have much to learn, and yet it is something that I would find to be perhaps a interesting installation, and also one that would represent this changing in the Camarilla. This idea of a Venture on top, but a caitiff as Seneschal, such a thing I'm sure has never happened.
Indeed, indeed, you ask a lot there. So
I do.
I will take your request under consideration.
It is a position I hope to earn, not to be given.
Exactly. I'll take your request under consideration, and we will see what happens in the days to come, in the nights to come. So,
Naomi
Thank
looks
you.
over, very interested. Being like, what interests you in that position? What striked? Why?
Well, there are many responsibilities of the Seneschal.
Absolutely, there is. She didn't question your ability to take that on either.
It is those particular expectations that I would like to grow in.
Okay.
I am not quite one-dimensional, but I may be two.
I'm just concerned of anyone outside of our out of our Camarilla might view us. That's my only concern.
This also would serve to bind our Camarilla into something different. This is a step. This is a divergence. This is a chance to change, actually change something the Camarilla struggles with.
I like to see this happen. She doesn't know how, but thank you.
Be careful, Killjoy. It sounded like a revolutionary.
Well, when I was a kid, it took me like 10 years to be able to touch my toes. So, a little flexibility can be built in time. And I hear you, Killjoy, and I will add that to the list of things to see if we can improve the flexibility of our situation in the nights to come.
Now you can bestow a title on me if you wish, but
If you don't want one, that's totally fine by me.
Oh.
I have no need to burden your shoulders with that. If you
Be
don't
Alex's
want it.
bodyguard, personal bodyguard. For now.
Exactly. There's no titles that need to be assumed. I saw in the previous gathering how well that worked for my predecessor. So, if you want it, I'm willing to consider bestowing it, and I'm willing to allow it to be earned. Otherwise, of course not. Totally up to you. Vaughn, I assume you do not want such a position or title either, given your response the last time.
Yeah. I'm not one for responsibility.
You're a bit of a
especially when
free
I can be
spirit.
punished for it. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I understand.
You could be freelance event planning.
Mhm. I'd like to be a friend of the court.
I would
And
like
for
you
you,
to. I would like you, as Prince of London, to make sure that the tea is well stocked.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Just give it a wink, just like the tea, since
The tea.
yes,
The tea,
exactly.
you say.
The tea, indeed. The specialty.
A specialty.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I can do that.
Yes.
Court chef.
Yes, pretty much.
I could be like a little jester, put little bells on my shoes, and run around. But
I figured you'd have an. Sorry.
Blood sommelier?
maybe. I mean, I'm not much of a chef, but I can get you some stuff. I can hook you up. So, but I do ask this one thing, and I think, how do I put this? The work that I've done thus far, I think I just have one favor, and it will cost you nothing.
Hmm.
If you find any Ravnos in London, please send them to me. That's all I ask.
I have one better. If you find any Ravnos, just introduce me to them.
And he looks over at Benjamin and sees what Benjamin thinks of that. Like, what kind of look does Benjamin give him or something?
Depends on the Ravnos.
Hmm.
Depends on their. Well, we don't really do politics, but sometimes we're nice enough to show up and say, "Hello, Prince, I'm in your domain," or whatever.
That's all really I'm asking is an introduction.
Okay. And then, but yeah, Vaughn's just kind of looking at Alex a little bit like,
Well, I
All right.
think you can safely assume that we are the only two in London at the moment.
yeah.
Well, at the least, they should be granted at least, like Ravnos, aren't exactly solitary, it seems. Like a Ravnos safe hotel. I don't know if that's a far stretch. Unlimited stay.
And
I'm
unfortunately, at this point, I think we might be able to fit as many in the UK in like a single dorm room.
Sounds about it.
Unfortunately, but I think I can. I think I can accept that.
Your stay is welcome.
good.
You're always welcome to my oasis.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Why don't you just become master of illusions or something? You're pretty good at that. Benjamin smiles.
Master of illusions.
Well, you managed to give him the slip. I didn't. Until later, of course.
I don't think there a position like that.
No, I was just.
I mean, it sounds cool.
Perhaps
I mean,
there could
you
be.
can call me that whenever you want. I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm no arguments
Perhaps
here.
there
Actually,
could be in time. Yes. So
Okay.
Alex is going to turn to Naomi. Beyond the nausea that you are currently recovering from, the reminder of this particular individual. James, was it? I believe his name was.
Yeah, he's harmless, but he's quick, so be careful.
Yeah. Yeah. He's your sire?
Yeah, that was the one I texted you when I was
yeah.
in the middle of London.
Just making sure I remember. And well, anybody who is your sire is worth watching.
Yes.
I noticed that during our discussion with Mr. Livingston that you were displeased. I saw it on your face.
So what was that about? She gets straight to the point.
That was about brokering a temporary agreement among rival factions.
Mm. Well, it seemed to keep the peace for now, but
What is your real question about that?
well, she has her like own internal schedule, things she's planning on wanting to get done within the time. Like obviously we're alive for all of eternity, but everything that was agreed upon up until this moment was she thought she already had the assumed end game figured out as the coterie, like as the group we've came together and are. And she obviously witnessed like a lot of that was straight up tested. And to keep the peace, was pretty much the only way she was able to really accept going through that particular moment. But for such matters to be true, like really discussed, of course, yes, it was nice to be together as a coterie, with is it Henry or Harvey? Can't remember the
Harry.
name. Harry? Okay. Um, these matters. How's she able to articulate it? They really should have been done in a little bit more of a private setting. But basically, Prince, what do you need from me as of now? She didn't really want to have a full conversation with the rest of the coterie there, just in case anything
Okay.
has really changed, truly.
I just want to make sure that, any questions you had about that situation were cleared up, and concerns really were cleared up. I am working ever towards the future of this city, making sure it's secure, making sure our power base is secure, and that we increase our hold on it. And certain temporary negotiations and truces will help with that. The timing of everything is important.
Of course, and basically, really, what happened there is, obviously, she thought everything was more or less questioned. She realizes now that there was obviously basically just a peaceful conversation among the coterie, but ultimately, she really wants to question, like, okay, well, what are you? Because she hasn't really questioned your motives truly at this point. Is it like she really wants to map out territory at this point and figure out where the line is, where the Mithras are versus like our Camarilla locations. Havens would be really important to kind of figure out where they're stationed versus the other like ours. But um, she's in order to be most prepared in case any sort of like unnecessary war breaks out because of cults, and she thinks that's absolutely ridiculous. She wants to be as prepared as possible. So, obviously, we're not looking to have anyone that is gonna be like the general per se, but she's kind of possibly working towards that.
We're on the same page. I am gathering all of the assets and information that Blackstone had,
Yeah,
securing, of course, all of the people that we care about,
yeah,
all the locations of our havens or relocations as the need may be. Believe me, I
yeah.
will. I will not try to impose anything unless it's for our own safety. I am currently in the process of commissioning and making sure that we have a new place to gather that will be stronger and more secure than anything so far that we have. It
I'll make sure
is
those wards get done too.
absolutely, yeah. In fact, that is definitely on the schedule. Wards, connections, politicians, which is another matter I want to get to. I intend to leverage the entire network of social power levers in London
Hmm.
so that London is an unassailable fortress. Now, of course, that's a lofty aspiration, and there are holes everywhere, but one at a time, I intend to seal each one of them uh, with cement or blood or whatever needs to be done there. So this is meant to be a fortress and a haven uh, for anyone who is willing to uh, abide the traditions and maintain the peace here. Mithras, regardless of his ambitions, will not cross into this territory. His followers are only temporarily welcomed at this point.
Hmm.
He can have other territory. Scotland, I hear he's there. He can have it for now. But my ambitions right now are to make sure that this city becomes uh, an unassailable safe haven for us and our kind. Um, as for the business of cults, they can be all the cult that they want to be. I intend to turn London into a thriving city under my rule.
Yeah. She gives you a ring that has the decal of the symbols on it, and then basically
Yeah.
winks and says, take care of the ashes. And then she just
Thank
leaves
you.
the conversation.
Thank you. And slips it on.
That was one hell of an acceptance speech.
Some things I'm good at, So, comes with a Ventru background and teachings and everything else. Thank
Hell yeah.
you.
I'll just say, man, be careful, okay? This Mithras
Always.
is some serious shit.
Yeah. And before Naomi goes, Alex will actually recall one more thing, and he will say, "I know what you did there. I was paying attention with what you were talking about there with the blood during the conversation. And I want you to know that I want to assist you on that particular errand, as it were. I think that a collection, a sample, would go a long way to securing this city. So I just want you to know that I hear you and I see you on that."
She looks back and gives a wink, and then basically, well, he's already here, so supposedly.
Yeah. Well, he's keeping his distance, which is good. So,
Let's see about that.
all right. I think that's a conclusion of our business for now. We have only to announce it to the local residents in the city, and then of course the Camarilla in time, as soon as everything gets worked out there.
You have to fill out paperwork or something.
There's always fucking paperwork. It's the worst part of this fucking job, honestly. I mean, I just can't stand it. That's why I have all these other people working with me. So
I got you.
She actually looks over to Vaughn. I have 3 ideas I want you to think about. You don't worry about the Camarilla for now. Consider this. Brand your own tea. And why not a nightclub? You could attract the Ravnos.
Hmm.
You don't have to own it. You could always let someone else ultimately run it, but it'd be a safe haven for you.
That is an idea. Thank you.
A
I
connection
like
point.
the tea part.
Benjamin,
That's nice.
he says, "Does she know about our sleeping habits?"
I don't know.
Mm.
I thought with the way that she said about someone else could own it.
Well, I've known you for this long, and it's never been consistent. So one only has to wonder.
Let's just say you can't go into sewers because they're gross. I can sleep in sewers, but then I have to find a different sewer the next day to sleep in. You catch my drift? I have to move around. I can't stay in one spot.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes with my heightened senses, I can smell different perfumes on you, so.
Ooh, yeah.
That is better than
Well.
a sewer.
It's a lot better than a sewer. Phone goes off, like little phone vibrates. I'm like, going quiet. Like, never mind. Sorry about that.
I couldn't care less. It's okay.
Speaking of sleeping, can I crash here, Prince?
there are private rooms other
Well, I
than
didn't
this.
mean here, but anywhere with no sunlight.
Right. Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
And as we just discussed, it's just for one night.
It's just for one
Or
night.
day,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. I mean, you've already partaken of my stops here. Why not? Just put you up
Well,
for the night.
you're such a gracious host, Prince. I was sure to spread the rumor.
Indeed. And I hope that you do. Yeah. So,
There's much power in the word of mouth.
indeed.
That's some good shit. That's some good marketing.
So, of course, there are rooms that would be appropriate and safe for you tonight.
Sounds good. I think I'm gonna go down and get myself some breakfast before dawn. He looks at you, Vaughn, like, are you good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just a little bummed. I haven't had scrambled eggs in over. Shit, how long has it been? 70 years?
God, those are really good. You know, every now and again I make some for myself, and
I bet you got the real bougie ones, like the real fluffy ones.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Imported ketchup and shit.
He
absolutely.
he leaps up from his chair, almost like it's too tall, or it's just one big motion, or theatrics for him, and he goes towards you, Vaughn, and hugs you before he leaves, like with arm on back, 2 taps, and walks out.
Vaughn hugs him back.
Later,
And
bro.
he looks over while he's hugging Benjamin. He does catch a look at Alex, and like he's just trying to like. I'm not actually gonna roll, but he's like insight check to see is my brother going to be murdered in the middle of the night, like, while he's or the middle of the day while he sleeps. You know what I mean? Kind of like there's a cursory glance, but doesn't actually look too deeply into it.
Right. Alex he's always just, smile, glow. There's not any, yeah, he's impossible to read.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he leaves through the elevator, just time. And you're left here, all of you guys, with about 2-3 hours till dawn.
Is everyone caught up on what's been going on? We've touched all bases.
We still have this Charles Dawson matter to deal with.
Yes.
And Alex is going to glance over to Killjoy, and we need to deal with that soon because it's Thursday. So time waits for no one. It's one thing after another. So we need to deal with that situation because, as I recall, tomorrow night is the night he arrives, and I don't know how long he's staying for, but it's my understanding that he needs to be dealt with one way or another.
Well, my previous plan met some acclaim, so I'm assuming that's a still go.
Absolutely, yeah. And I, of course, trust you with this in order to make this as clean and effective a job as possible. Take another piece off the board. Possibly, my inclination was to try to make it work for us, but even if it can't, taking it off the board will, of course, help our situation, especially with certain factions out there still making moves against us, putting holes in our Ravnos.
My best guess is that you want him and his briefcase, but I don't think you really want him alive. There's no way he will be trusted again.
Yeah, and I as our discussions last time led me to believe that it was. Unfortunately, yes, I think that I agree with you. I agree with your assessment that he is not going to be able to be controlled very easily, if at all. Unfortunate though that is, and somehow we're going to have to come up with a cover story. Something terrible, unfortunate, tragic even, is going to have to happen to him. We're going to need a cover story for that.
Perhaps the lack of story is something that would be more useful. Just a simple gone. I have some
get
men.
sent to a mortuary. I could also deal with the papers.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Toxicology reports and everything can be very useful.
I can process those, I think.
Just explanations. Pacify any curious, inquiring minds. as it were. He's a prominent figure, one that will be missed. So,
Yes, Killjoy?
I have some men who are in my employ still. Capable people. They can be dressed up as needed into a sufficiently intimidating vehicle. And he can be ushered out of the shard into this vehicle, into your welcome hands. All I need, as I said before, was a distraction. And I believe, Vaughn, we had a conversation about a potential helicopter.
Yes.
It won't be trivial to get some form of machine gun loaded onto the side of it, but I do have a number of arms at my disposal. Light terrorism. London is known for it.
of course. Excellent. What do each of us need to do for this?
Well, Vaughn, primarily in the helicopter. I believe it would be perhaps advantageous to have Naomi and JK together on the ground, near the shard, ready to assist and cause anyone who don't want to be acting to desist. Prince, your place is where you choose to be. You can be as close to the action as you require. You can be in the car, should you wish, so that as soon as he comes in, he knows who his enemy is and the trap that he has walked into.
Indeed.
Why don't we
It's
just
on-
catch him on his lunch break as he leaves the building?
For a number of reasons. One, his lunch break is during the day.
Oh, fair.
Second of all, when he leaves the building at night, as would be his normal standard procedure, I imagine a man of antigen prowess and intellect and safety, he will be guarded. There will be top security around. Whereas if we are his top security in a delicate emergency, everyone is rushing. There is no standard procedure. It is to get him to safety, and we will be his safety.
Waiting with open arms.
My banshee might be able to help eventually.
Oh, I'd like to see that.
Okay.
If I'm not wrong, the
how
dead can do a
so?
manner of things to the living.
Go on. I'm listening.
Such as possession, misleading, murder. A few things.
She says only JK can hear it at the moment, but terror.
And as she just told me, terror.
An asset on the field, another piece that we might use to sow a sense of emergency, urgency. Perhaps.
If he was scared into a vehicle full of antigen, then perhaps terror spread in the vehicle would cause them to all to run out instead.
This being would be invisible, therefore nothing out of the ordinary, of course.
Correct.
That would help.
Unless there's a priest by their side, they probably don't have anything to stop her anyway.
I guess we will soon find out. It'll be good to know if there's a priest by their side. It's
She's hanging.
Yeah.
She looks down at you, JK. Where should I go?
For right now, you can go tell Albert that Blackstone has been disposed of.
She dissipates from sight, leaving, I think, through the floor. Yep.
By my leave, Killjoy, you have the football here, and you're able to call it as I'm putting this plan under your direction. Since this is your forte.
I do have a question as a storyteller. Killjoy, how do you plan to get an armored antigen vehicle and the uniforms?
Oh, I'm not planning on having actual antigen uniforms. I'm planning on having people in a big military Hummer style thing with if their van did have anything like sprayed on it or any labeling, it would have that same labeling. But I'm like blacked out windows, the visored face helmets, like at a glance they're the same people, and if you're glancing at them from far away whilst running with a briefcase through black tinted windows, you're not going to notice anything different.
I do want to remind you that you know a very, very good tailor who owes you a boon.
Yeah. We got some plans.
I was just, yes.
Yeah.
Continue.
Please.
Yeah.
It's a good reminder. But yeah, I was going to have her do something that JK is now potentially able to do instead, so that'll be useful. And Naomi, you have anything particular you would like to offer?
As far as an assistance?
Along with just the smooth running of the entire operation, we do want things to go wrong. Perhaps you can assist Vaughn in helping things go wrong well.
What do you think, Vaughn?
I'm up for whatever. I mean, if we have the Banshee go and do something, and if she's able to draw him out to us, I could drive the truck and help you guys escape inevitably. I could be in the truck full of all the tough-looking mercenaries. Or we could do the distraction thing, which I'm perfectly fine with too. And, I don't know. If we have like a helicopter or some kind of aircraft, I'm sure we could figure something out that employs both of our talents.
Obviously, as soon as I make eye contact with Charles, he's mine. So I can make him do whatever I need him to do.
Could you make me, if we go with the helicopter thing, Naomi, could you make me some sort of concoction that when I light it, it creates a powerful amount of smoke, so I can simulate a tailspin on a helicopter and smoke billowing out of it? I'm inside like, oh no, this is the end of me. It is going around, you know what I mean? Oh, and everyone pays attention to that, and then I kind of do my little thing or something like that. Get everyone's eyes on that. Perhaps that could work.
I do work with chemicals, although I'm not the craftsman type of toreador. I guess that particular would be really up to the SD's hands. I don't really. She could work with hormones. Pardon?
Are you suggesting to crash a helicopter into the shard?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
What's the shard? Is this a building?
Yeah.
I hope it's not a building.
Oh yeah,
It's a building.
giant
I was
building.
gonna aim for like a.
It's
maybe a
the
street or
tallest
something
building
like that.
there. So.
Tallest building in London.
Then I'm not doing
yeah.
that. I'm not
Yeah,
doing that.
yeah, absolutely. It's just as visible as can be.
No, I'm not doing that.
I'm open to look about anything, but my only hesitation, and she looks to Alex as being, that's not exactly subtle.
Well, I could get out of there. Believe me, I could do it. I'm just
Oh,
thinking I could always
I've
land
seen
it.
you jump.
Is there a helicopter pad
Yes.
on the top of the shard?
Oh no, not
I
at
could
the
be
top
like-
of the shard.
Oh,
Yeah.
not at the top.
On the top of a nearby building. I was hoping to have you parachute out.
I don't
Vaughn,
need
what
to
would be
parachute.
more impressive? You leaping from a burning helicopter across the streets of London after a failed assassination attempt gone wrong, as the media would put it.
You can just climb the building.
Your beast speaks, Vaughn. We do the most dangerous thing. You owe me, man.
I do. Oh, yeah. Now he's cashing in.
Yes! Yes!
He's cashing in. So what I could do is wait. So you're saying that I I have the helicopter,
Yes.
and I jump out of it while it's still in the air
Yes. With a parachute.
with a parachute.
Are you sure KJ likes you?
But here's the thing I have, and I don't know what the beast is gonna say about this, but like, there's people though. I don't want to hurt people.
You're not going to
Can-
hurt people. The shard is so well defended. It used to be the old center of what we are looking for is effect, Vaughn, and that's why I came to you for effect.
What if I jump out of the helicopter? There's a 3-ton aircraft that's gonna have to fall somewhere.
Don't
Yeah.
worry about it.
Just use your special effects. Your illusions.
How do
You
I
just
do
gotta-
this?
Gotta roll
Yeah.
hot, man.
You see Vaughn, he's like tensing up a little bit. He's like,
If they don't move, they deserve to die.
Well, the innocent can't die.
It's his beast.
that is against.
Mm.
So
Vaughn.
I'm walking a
Vaughn.
tightrope where I have to satisfy the beast and also my convictions at the same time. Like,
Come on, man, it will be like an action movie. You jump out. I mean, the parachute is redundant, but whatever. And you crash into the building, and you come down, and you pull out your guns, and guns blazing, go all out. Kill everyone. Everything in sight.
maybe I could aim for like the helicopter pad, so it's already on the downward trajectory, and I jump out.
Exactly.
She looks at Vaughn. Did you eat today?
I did. It's been really good.
Okay.
Today. I'm on a diet.
Okay.
And listen, Vaughn. This is the shard we're talking about. And the people meeting there are the people who are hunting us. Hunting Alex. The people who just, I would say less than an hour ago, put a bullet through your hand.
At least one.
And these are the same people. These are groups that are planning to try and kill you and your family and your brother. These are the people who are hunting Benjamin. These are the people who are hunting your brothers. And we have been through similar things, and you know what it is to have your brothers back at any cost. Family. That's what you are.
Killjoy,
No.
what's your supply like?
My supply.
What's our weapons look like?
I doubt I'll be able to get a fully automatic helicopter-mounted machine gun at such notice. But I have a couple of toys.
Okay.
I'm
Good to know.
If you're
Thank
looking
you.
for machine guns of the more handheld variety, I can provide, as well as handguns, minor explosives, things to make a party, definitely.
Vaughn,
And-
I have an idea. What if I aim for the penthouse?
the talk of guns is kind of is ringing in your mind like gunshots and the screams again. Hear the beast laughing.
You got flashbacks.
If I aim for the top brass, maybe that'll be okay. If I aim for like the penthouse at the very top.
Please,
That could be
that's where you should aim. That's where our target is.
Okay. Yes. I just don't want it to hit the street level. Too many,
Oh.
Well-
too many innocents. Too many.
I would be with you, and I would do my best to make sure that does not happen.
How will you
Just to
get
be
down?
clear, are we taking the helicopter and crashing it into the shard or somewhere nearby?
Oh, into the shard.
Yours-
This is our failed
Okay.
assassination attempt.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, all right.
You're
just-
so late to this party.
Yeah, I know. I'm just. I heard like, oh, helicopter pads, other places. We might land it there. I just
Yeah,
want
that's
to make
where
sure.
our helicopter will take off from.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought. Okay.
So they will have
Ah.
all of 10 seconds to react to a helicopter being in the air where it shouldn't.
Indeed. So yeah.
All right. I can always have someone appear and with a machine gun, a mounted machine gun, while I'm in the helicopter, going out the side. You know what I'm talking about? While I'm piloting the helicopter. I'll
Can
figure
you
it
do
out.
that
I'll figure
at
it
that?
out.
Yeah, can you do it at that distance? Helicopters can hover, but like,
Just go past, and then people inside would see.
okay. Can you reach? mentally or emotionally. I don't know how you do it.
I think it appears, and anyone who sees it sees the illusion. Anyone within visual range, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but can you actually summon it from that distance into
Oh,
the
I mean,
building?
I'll be in the helicopter. I'll be the
Yes,
pilot.
but
and I
can you
see
do
what
the
happens.
distance between the building and the helicopter?
Oh, like jump it?
No!
Oh, I'm confused. What do you want?
No, I believe that Naomi is referring to the illusion.
Can the
Yeah.
illusion
Oh,
reach from
Can
the
you summon the
helicopter to
power?
shard?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I might be able to. I think so.
Let's practice
Eh,
that. We might need it.
Well,
Need
the
to know an
helicopter and the
example.
shard will become terminally closer. So
Yeah.
Yes,
exactly.
indeed. The range will be closer. And I mean, I have not seen the limits of your power, Vaughn. And
You have no idea the limits of my power. They're vast.
indeed. So if we needed a zebra, line of sight on top of a building, I'm sure you could make that happen. So I don't think distance will be a problem,
Okay.
provided you can kind of see where you want to put that. So
I'd like to look out the balcony, and as far, like on a far off building, I'd like to Fata Morgana, Alex Kairos, like just vibing, just going like just hanging out, doing his thing.
yeah,
On the
Sure.
balcony,
yes.
not flying,
On the
course.
flying in the air.
Out on the balcony, well, looking out like on a far off.
He's going to try to
and
test the limits of his.
I'm testing the limits of my
yeah.
power.
The reach.
I don't. Yeah, like the reach, how far it can go.
even
Actually,
you
look
don't
at-
know the limits of your power.
But
That's
I
what
do
you're
not
saying.
know the limits of
Yeah.
my power. This is but a fraction of my power. Let me see if there's anything in the description.
Vaughn, if I do this for you, I want a sample of your blade.
What will you be doing for me again?
Helping you. I'm gonna be in the helicopter with you.
Okay. How are you going to get down? Because I was going to jump out.
I can cling,
Oh, yes. Okay.
and I'm very fast.
There's no
Sitting here
reach.
in the vicinity, in their vicinity.
I'd just say
Any subjects in the vicinity?
like
Mhm.
if they're looking at it
Yeah.
and believe it, then that's it. I do
Okay.
want to make the remark because it's not your first night as kindred. If you make an illusion of something shooting and there's no holes afterwards, that might raise
Yeah.
an eyebrow. But if you intend to
I gotcha.
crash the helicopter into whatever not being shot at really, then might not be an issue.
Okay.
But I would say like as long as people can perceive it, there's no range. As long as you can perceive it as well.
I got you. Okay.
Okay.
There's the beast we all know and love.
He's back. Yeah, because I said I faded Morgana'd. I roused and I got a hunger. So
It's getting excited.
this is bad.
Did you heal all your wounds?
I have 2 remaining.
That's one round
Too
check
superficial.
if you want to.
Oh, here we go. Come on.
Doo-doo-doo. Oh,
No, it's happening again. Oh,
Ah.
There goes my superficial though.
You were on such a streak, honestly.
I was.
You had a great start to this night.
I'm gonna have to start off the day we do this with a nice little cup
Yeah.
of tea, as it were.
Get the tea going.
The
Yeah,
one
that's
Harry gave you?
No, I haven't drunk that. I'm not going to.
Don't mind the Jim smiling.
Yeah.
By the way, do we know why the politician is coming into town?
He was meeting somebody.
Because in that case, we could wait for the meeting to happen, and then follow whoever's people he's meeting as well. Find out potentially other people in Endigen.
I think that's what we want the briefcase for, is that it gives us all that information. Do I have that right, storyteller? We've had so much happen between the initial plan
If
and
you
now. So I'm just saying-
believe Adrian, she thinks that it's like weapons and things they know about Kindred and like his whole dossier. Is that the word I'm looking for?
Yeah.
That is what is to be believed, but he's just coming home from a foreign trip. You don't actually know why he's coming back, but you assume it's just to do his job.
Yeah, we're assuming her information is correct there. If it's not, we are going to be in an entirely different situation here.
So basically, a penthouse is a full floor, and it doesn't matter what angle that we're going to hit it on, we're still going to hit the penthouse.
I also want
That's my
to
understanding.
remind you, because again, a lot of information, but you did include Adrian and Gabriel in the plan.
Yes.
They just don't know what the plan is. Well, broadly, the thing with luring him out in the car, but Gabriel said if you need to kick someone's ass, he's there, and Adrian will happily help us with whatever she can. But it's up to you guys if you still want to include them. I'm just reminding you that was discussed at the meeting.
So taking a moment, make sure we all blush, obviously, but also I had it on the tip of my tongue. Yeah, we should have probably visit the anarchs, and I forgot the other part. I'll get back to it. I forgot what I was gonna say.
I figure Gabriel can help with creating any extra distraction or clearing of paths or anything else that we need. They make a lot of noise. That's what they love to do. We already saw that with the police station. They're good at it. So, they can definitely hand over here, pay attention to this while this happens over here. So they could definitely create a situation that corrals people into exactly where we want them to go, in case we need that. And I think that we can just use that minimally. We don't want anybody to get captured. I will bring this to them tomorrow night. My understanding is Gabriel can get the troops ready just like that. So it's another, just in case it wasn't clear, I like to have as many options as possible. So, it's one of those things where in case we need another diversion, or in case we need somebody between us and them for some reason, should something go sideways, I figure Gabriel and his crew can do that. As far as Adrian's concerned, and Alex is pointedly looking at Killjoy now, do we think, I believe she's trustworthy. Yeah, I believe her information is accurate, or at least we should hope it is. If not, then she's definitely we're going to need to have a hard conversation with her about this sort of thing. So I certainly hope we are not walking into something that is completely different from what we think it is.
Yeah, has anyone done any look into if they have any heat surveillance, any anti-vampire detection?
I was going to talk to Henry about simply killing the lights for a sec.
Okay.
Cameras.
I like that. Yeah, everything. I like that. Yeah.
If I had my way, I'd probably temporarily poison him or give him some paralysis. But I can't really.
Charles?
Our victim.
Yeah,
potential victim. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I don't think that'll be necessary. He will be putty in my hands. I can make him do whatever I want. Unless for some reason he's got a resistance to that.
Be careful if he has some form of eye protection.
Yes. I'm well familiar with those. You have a lot that you bring to every encounter, and I've become accustomed with that. I'll make sure to break whatever glasses he has.
That's why you should have a full company of men with you, just in case.
Indeed. I'm not concerned with my part of this. I will make sure that once he's in my possession, he's not going to be an issue. It'll just be a matter of clearing everything else out and getting away. So.
Well, sounds like we're good to go.
Your intercom is not ringing, but the light is blinking.
Oh. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and take that call.
It's Mr. Harris. Sir, there's a Benjamin down here who wants to come up.
Escort him up, Mr. Harris.
Takes about 30 seconds, then you hear the elevator see Benjamin just smiling there, and Mr. Harris standing behind him.
Welcome back. You had a good dinner there? Yeah?
Yeah, late night snack.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, can I grab my brother for like a family moment?
This is kind of an important meeting. So,
Well, dawn's approaching.
okay.
I think my part of it is pretty solidified at this point. So
I'm sorry that I didn't mean to disturb. It's just before we all...
Understood. Yeah. The balcony, then? That's where you want to go?
Oh, just down to my room.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
I managed to get a very nice one. You have a fucking nice place, Mr. Alex. Karis.
You're very welcome.
Prince.
Yeah. Yes, that's correct.
by your leave, Majesty.
See you tomorrow
Vaughn.
night, Vaughn.
Mr. Harris is looking like this is fucking weird, but he doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
All
If you want to bring Benjamin along tomorrow,
No.
well, we're
And
headed for a trip then. And that's probably the last you hear unless someone wants to do something.
yeah. It's best you don't know.
Mr. Harris escorts you down to the lobby. And he wants to take you into his room. And basically say, I think we should both sleep here. I don't think you should go home to any one of them tonight. They're tracking you.
All right.
Safety in numbers, right?
That's right.
Unless you slept here last night. Day.
Nope.
Alright, fair enough. The room is paid for it, so...
Vaughn's been in here before, so he
Yeah.
I have been here once before.
yeah.
Like,
he knows it's
but,
a nice establishment.
Anything else the rest of you want to do before dawn? If you want to get somewhere, it has to be now.
JK will go to his haven.
same.
Yep. Naomi does too.
We're not all going to JK's head. Yeah.
Let's say.
yeah.
Sorry.
Shit. Yeah.
It's a
I see
zombie
the way
party,
this
yeah.
happens.
The zombies welcome them in, like
Group hug.
after everybody leaves, Alex, I feel like first of all is going to invite some lucky people up to his penthouse suite for a nightcap there, something late night. They're probably already fairly inebriated,
At 6-7 a.m., yes.
Yeah, exactly. And he is going to wake up Judith.
Before that happens,
Okay.
you finish your breakfast, and they're escorted to their rooms,
Okay.
and you're shocked to see Bradford standing behind the bar, looking at you with a big smile. Just for a moment, and then you rub your eyes, and then he's gone. But first, the feeling of distress, but then there's something like, it's not a voice, it's just a feeling like you're being hugged by your mother, or being held, swayed almost like a child, like that feeling of comfort, and it just takes away all the stress of the evening, all the stress of the night, and you feel calmer than you have been in years. Almost, you're not forgetting what happened, but you don't really care right now. And then you go to Judith's room.
Yeah. And he is going to rouse her from torpor.
Yeah.
I know that she's going to be hungry. That's why I brought a few inebriated people up. He is going to make sure that she feeds safely.
Well, you feed her. She
Yeah.
opens her eyes immediately, and
Yeah.
she looks at you. I mean, it's never been with anything negative, but
Yeah.
this is overly positive.
Yeah.
You know what happened.
Yeah.
She's just become bonded to you, but she's not in frenzy or
Yeah.
wild or anything. She just looks at you and says, Alex?
Yes.
What?
Welcome back.
What
I'm sorry
happened?
that happened to you. When we did the ritual, there were some energies that were released and it was overwhelming to you, but I've taken care of that now. I've also made things a little safer for us.
How long
You
was
were
I out?
here just for a night. You just needed to recover. And
I had some
yeah.
weird dreams.
right. I mean,
I haven't.
what you experienced is what we call torpor. It's a deeper, more extended sleep for our kind. But you're okay now. You're okay, and you're safe.
I
And
feel really good. Weirdly, really, really good. I'm also fucking tired, which is weird. What time is it? And she looks at the clock. Oh,
yeah, yeah.
you woke me
Sorry.
just before dawn. Okay.
Right,
yeah.
exactly. Sorry. Yeah, I just couldn't bear to leave you. To wait before. I didn't want to. I wanted to bring you back as soon as I could.
I dreamt of my mother, but it wasn't my mother. Just some strange woman who appeared as her, and she told me weird things, and we were walking around a huge garden, and she was referring to biblical shit, and I don't know, it was just weird. I haven't dreamt since, since I got fangs, but this was very real. You know those kind of dreams?
Absolutely. And I know her,
Oh, you do?
and she'll be watching over you. I can tell you a little bit more about her in time, but she is a protector.
She smiles warmly and says, "It's always in time with you."
Time is what we have. I want you to rest well, of course, and welcome back. And he's going to lean forward and kiss her on the forehead, and then
She probably hears the drunk people and says, "Can I
Yeah.
go eat before bed?"
of course, yes,
She does her usual thing and fuck it.
yeah.
Next one. JK, do you want to do something when you get home? Anything specific before you die?
Nah, nothing.
Alright. What about you, Naomi?
Well, she was gonna just check her stock of potions. I don't think I need to make any more, and I haven't really used Capri Sun in a while, so I should be quite stocked. She changes her outfit, freshens up a bit, leaves a really nice note, in case Victor comes by, but for the most part, she's looking to get back to her coterie.
Yeah. Vaughn, while I do Killjoy scene, can you give me a composure subterfuge?
Mm-hmm.
Killjoy, you finally get home to find 2 staked corpses in your basement. 2 young men, by the looks of it. They look like they have stabbed each other and fallen on your floor. The door has not been unlocked. And you don't really know how they got in here unless they faced through the wall. But they're there with a little note that just says a gift. I'll see you soon.
Thanks, Henry. Or Henry's boss.
You hear a woman's voice in your head. Not Henry.
Fine. Are you gonna watch or?
I'm always watching.
Do you enjoy watching?
It's all there is to do.
You live a very boring life then.
Life in the abyss is not that interesting.
Okay.
You are far more interesting.
Yes. And you were watching everything that just happened.
No, there was something blocking me out. Something ancient.
Good. Good.
Well, it's kind of a black zone around that building.
Not what I expected.
I'm gonna send my avatar to you soon.
Yes. Want me to do anything with it?
Hear her out.
I can do that. So these he just gestures to the two men that seem to have stabbed each other. These were
Weak. But I know you like the taste.
oh. Okay. You know, I never did properly ask your name.
I have many. Ramnorsia.
I'm not going to remember that one.
Nemesis.
Much better. I can do that. Well, keep on gaining my attention like this. And we can do business. For now, be quiet. Be still.
Nothing response.
He will. Are they just stabbed? Like they're not staked in any way?
Staked.
Oh, okay, they are staked.
Torpor.
He will get their IDs and basically he will plan to set one of them free just so that he has someone to hunt when he has some free time. But he will collect some information about them first and then probably free them first thing tomorrow. But the other he will keep staked. And he will partake of both of them now because he is quite hungry.
You can go to 0 that way.
Ah,
They're not mortal.
amazing. So I can slake 3 hunger from the 2 of them. That's okay, is it?
Easily.
Yeah, cool.
They are thin blood.
Yeah.
Not super tasty, but still better than humans.
Yeah.
It's mostly what you sustained yourself on during the Camarilla, because there are no rules for those guys. So.
Yep. Yeah. So he will feed from them, and he will also in the loose time before going to bed, he will hook up like a VPN to somewhere else in London, and he will just like start just typing in some words like shard, bomb, terrorism, helicopter, and just do a couple searches just to like start some flags, so that people start to think that there might be some kind of terrorist attack tomorrow or something.
Vaughn. Oh, sorry.
That will mainly be it. He will do a couple other bits and bobs, but yeah, nothing important.
Vaughn, 2 successes is not enough. You hear Victor's voice in your mind before you go to bed. I'm sorry to call on you like this. I have a job for you. When you have the time. I think you would like the payment. Nothing dangerous, I promise you.
And he's sort of like, is this a two-way communication?
Are you thinking it or saying it?
I think I say it out loud.
Benjamin's looking weirdly at you, but the voice in your mind, Victor's voice, says yes.
Ah.
I can see all you see. Hear all you hear.
Oh. Then I Give me a second. So Benjamin, I go into the bathroom, I put my hands on the counter. What do you want? And he's looking back at myself.
I need a grand spectacle of illusions. That's all I can say for now.
But
Nothing dangerous, I assure you.
when would you want something like this?
You have the time. I believe you're occupied for the moment, but in the near future.
How did you get this phone number? How did you do this?
Well, you know who you are, Vaughn.
That's all you need?
All I need.
Shit. I need to learn how to do that. Anyway,
Auspex, mate.
is that what it is? All right. Okay.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Reward better be good. You can't pull that kind of shit in out of nowhere.
Oh, I think you're gonna quite like it. You hear a chuckle.
All right.
And the present disappears from your mind. You feel alone again in the bathroom. Hear Benjamin. You okay, bro? Talking to yourself, lad?
And I come out and I'm like, I received a transmission, and I'm purposefully dramatic. I may need your help.
Let me guess, the Tremere.
Uh,
I don't know what they have against phones.
Yeah, it's not really my. I don't know anything about that stuff. I just know a small little bit, very little bit of this blood sorcery stuff. But if I can do that, maybe I should start studying up.
What do you want?
He wants illusions.
What?
He wants me to put on like this grand illusion. I don't know if he wants fucking Godzilla to walk down, like down across London or something. I don't know what he wants. Either way, I mean, I do like doing illusions. I probably need blood though. Unless you want to help me out.
I can help you out, but he's Tremere. I'm sure he has like a fountain or some shit somewhere full of it.
Probably some of that good stuff. Speaking of which, and he's gonna pull out of his pocket the little scroll that has the ingredients. And do the ingredients seem like difficult that if I were to just go out like early once I wake up tomorrow, that I'd be able to get all of these ingredients so that I can make the tea myself?
Naomi should have most of it.
Okay,
It's mostly plants.
Yeah, okay.
Some of them are a bit rare. You can't pick them up at your local flower shop.
I got you.
Or herbal
Is it right if I-
remedies, but it's yeah. She should most likely have some of it.
Is it alright if I give Naomi a call?
Definitely.
Ring ring. Ring ring. Ring ring.
She picks up, she's like, what up? She's like in the middle of like trimming one of her plants.
Hey, so you know how I go through blood? Like piss through a horse? You know what I'm talking about? Like, so Scarlett gave me
Yes.
this recipe for making that really good tea. It really
Okay.
takes really helps out.
Mm-hmm.
According to all this stuff, do you know what rhododendron is? I don't know what the fuck that is.
Yes, okay. Yeah, yeah. You're talking my language.
Like, there's so many things. I was wondering, I think they're plants, I think, or
So
they're like
tea-
elements on the elemental
Yeah.
table. I don't know.
Yeah, you
Periodic
don't
table.
have you don't have to list them out. It's fine. I'm assuming it's a tea, it needs to be dried. It'll take a little time processing, but I'll have it to you within, I would say no more than 3 days probably. To be safe, probably
Okay.
within the day. Like I can
Is
give
there-
you whatever I have now, but I assume is there magic involved in order to make it? Like is that part of the steps?
Mm-hmm.
Is it part
Okay.
of it?
Mm.
Okay. Then yeah, Vaughn will give her the ingredients. Like just says them over the phone.
Yeah, she memorizes them.
Pretty common
Eh.
stuff for you. Nothing too hard to get. You know a few places. If you don't have anything lying around, you know where to get it.
And all right, thank you, Naomi. I really appreciate this.
Yeah,
Really helping
anytime,
me
whatever
out.
helps. No problem.
Hell yeah. And all right, you have a good day, all right?
You too. Click.
And he's like, and then he's like, all right. And then he just goes back goes back to Benjamin. Like does like the scroll thing, and I imagine he's like I talked to him about it, like, oh, I need to get this sorted. So
Magic. That's his only response to it. You do not think he knows it, but
yeah.
I also think this is a perfect time for a biology break and to
Yeah,
end this
yeah.
episode.